Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle and triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Hello, and thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. I want to thank those that are already jumping on live. We appreciate you being here. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Natali Brown. Natali is a heart-centered, or a heart leader, spiritual well-being mentor, and multidimensional channel for the planet, guiding us to activate our energy systems and upgrade our bodies. Her calling was originally sparked by her grandmother, but she was too young to understand. We are here today to talk about her life's journey and how she now believes that her purpose is to help you discover the magic within you. I'm so excited for this. Welcome, Natali Brown. Thank you so much for being here and taking some time out of your morning. I'm just imagining the Christians that I grew up with. And if I had invited, would invite you as a speaker to hang out with them, they would disagree with everything that you're saying. So I'm just like, is that like cohesive with Christianity? Like here in the United States, I don't know how it is in New Zealand, but Christianity like rules the roost here in the United States, which I think is unfortunate. And I think that individuals like yourself who are looking at things a little bit differently is the way that we are going. But what's the take on that as far as individuals contacting you who maybe come from a religious backing? Is there some adjusting that they have to do?
It comes down to the belief systems.
Okay.
It really comes down to what that individual believes. Like you said to me, if you put me in front of your friends, they will not agree with me. It's because they have a certain set of belief systems that is true, that is their reality, and that nothing else is real or true. Okay. What happens is I am here to create conversations with those people and plant seeds. I'm not here to try and convince them of their faith or their reality. I'm simply here to plant seeds and say, this is what is possible. This is what is available for you. How you perceive it is up to you in the moment, right? I cannot change anybody unless they want to change. We can't force anyone to do anything unless they are starting to feel, because it's a feeling. When I speak to someone, I speak from heart, I speak from soul and from love. And that love is God's love, right? Yeah. So why is that love any different from the love that other faiths feel? So I think it's really very much where it's a choice point for that individual. You either agree with something or you don't, but it comes down to what they believe is true. And if I come along and I plant a seed for that person and they completely disagree with me, I send them love and I say, I love you still, because that's okay. You are at a level of consciousness right now where you are not understanding exactly where I'm at a level of consciousness. And that's okay. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. But me planting those seeds, and this is what I've learned throughout my life, doing the work that I'm here to do. Not everyone will agree with me. Not everyone will with me. But I'm not going to stop planting the seeds. I'm going to continue allowing the truth of what is really going on. I'll continue to share that with the world. And then you make a choice. What
Yeah.
feels good for you? What feels right for you?
So where you are right now in your consciousness, what do you think is the meaning of life?
Mm. Oh, the biggest thing is that we have come here as individuals, as human beings, to experience life. The meaning of life is to come here and experience as a soul everything that you want to experience from a space of love, to do what you love, to share that love with other beings, right? As long as it's from this space of freedom of choice and fiercely loving yourself, where you are a sovereign individual, as an individual that feels free to make their own choices, that is not necessarily being controlled by your partner and by your wife or your husband or your family, where you are experiencing flow and abundance, and you're experiencing life here with all its ups and downs and all the emotions that come with it. Okay. I don't know if you watch this movie, Meet Joe Black. If you've
Yes.
ever seen Meet Joe Black,
Yes.
it's an amazing movie.
Yes.
So that, to me, that movie speaks so deeply to the meaning of life. Meet Joe Black, you know, Joe
Wait a
came
minute,
here.
wait a minute. Can you, yes. So can you give me just like a snippet to remind me?
Mm.
I know
So
he's like the main character and he's some sort of spiritual.
yes.
Can you
Mm.
remind me?
He was the spirit of death that came
Got it.
and wanted
Okay.
to take Anthony Hopkins back to the spirit world. And he came here, but he wanted to, he's never experienced reality. So when he came to pick up Anthony Hopkins on his way back to spirit, he said he wanted to experience life. And he did. He fell in love and he watched fireworks, and he was intimate, and he experienced the beauty of what life can bring. Yeah. And
Wow.
all of its different facets. And I feel like that's the meaning of life here, to really experience the beauty, to see beyond the control and the fear, and really move into this perspective that I am here to experience love in every single form that I can truly experience it in. So what can I do now? Where can I go? Who can I meet? Where can I travel to? Do I just sit on my couch every day and hope for a better day? Or am I going to get off my butt and actually go do something about my life? Yeah. So yeah, that feels really good to me. And every moment, there's joy, there's sadness, there's, you know, a sense of navigating all of this. But it's what you do with it in the moment that makes a difference to you and this world that we are living in. You can choose to, like I said before, live in fear, or choose to perpetuate the cycle of overeating, not exercising, you know, choose to not or be in a job that doesn't fulfill you. As such, be in a 9 to 5 job where you like, oh my goodness, it's that time of the morning again, I've got to get up, and just be in the same routine and just feel like you are literally, and this is something that happened for me, I guess, you know, so if I relate this back to my story, being in corporate, I literally was just surviving. I was just surviving. I knew I had more to give this life. And it would happen at the coffee machine, where I would talk to people and I would read them energetically. And I didn't even know I was doing it. But I would tell them exactly what would be the best way forward. I would coach them in that moment. And it all happened at the coffee machine. And people would
Wow.
come to me and say, oh my gosh, Nat, I feel so much better. You know, what you told me really resonated. And that was also another catalyst for me realizing something is up here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
Fourth girl has a question.
Yeah.
What could you say to someone who's not into the God faith and more towards agnostic?
Like I said before, thank you for your question, fourth girl. It's not about the faith. It's about what it is that you feel is right. What's your truth? Okay. So what feels right to you in the moment, and choosing from that space of truth. and following the guidance of that softer voice that comes from you. So it doesn't matter, as long as it comes from a space of kindness and compassion and love and truth, and the space of having freedom of choice. That's when we become really authentic, because we're choosing for ourselves, we're choosing ourselves, we're loving ourselves. Because where does change happen? In the now moment. It happens right now in the present. So it's not really about what kind of faith you are, but how do you move forward from this space, from this heart space? And what are your choices that you're making to bring change into this world?
Definitely, that makes sense. What do you wish for?
Oh, so much. I wish that people will awaken to what is truly going on. That is my deepest wish here, that people will truly have awareness of what is going on for them at an individual level, and go, this doesn't feel right, and go, what can I do now to change this? Because when we as human beings, we're very strong and powerful at individual level, we have free will. But when we come together as humanity, as a community, as a collective, then we can bring so much change. But it starts with you. So having this awareness of what is going on in your body, if you're feeling unhappy, if you're feeling fearful, if you're feeling like you are being pushed into doing something that doesn't feel right, why are you doing it? Yeah? If you feel controlled in any way in your relationships by the government, social media, sitting there, if you are numbing yourself and you are moving yourself away from who you are you inside? Yeah? You've got to ask yourself, how do I come back to myself? How do I love myself more fiercely? Yeah. Thanks for the hearts.